Last week, Disney announced that they were canceling a planned $1 billion investment into the state of Florida to create a brand new state-of-the-art office park that would have brought in 2,000 new permanent, very well-paying jobs to the state of Florida. And of course, the reason they're canceling this project that had been planned for a very long time is all because of Ron DeSantis and his attacks on the Disney Corporation. In response to this, Ron DeSantis has publicly said he is not backing down. He doesn't care. He will suffer the slings and arrows, and he will continue to go after Disney because we got to catch that damn mouse, right? Well, his fellow Republicans are starting to get pissed off. They're starting to look at this guy and realize that not only is he losing to Goofy and Pluto, but they're starting to think that maybe he's not the brightest bulb that they've got in the chandelier. Here is what Republican senators from the state of Florida now have to say about Ron DeSantis and his little feud that has now cost the state $2,000. Here's former governor, current Senator Rick Scott. He says, "This is the biggest or second biggest employer in the state. Half the tourism that comes to our state comes to visit Disney. It's a reason people come to our state. After they come there, people move there. So I think cooler heads need to prevail. My view is we have to do everything to help our businesses grow." Our other senator from this state, Marco Rubio, as dumb as he is, actually had this to say. "I think where it gets problematic in the eyes of some people is when you start creating the idea, and I'm not saying we're there yet as a state, but the idea that somehow if you run crossways with us politically, whoever's in charge, then you may wind up in the crosshairs of the legislature for political purposes to make a statement at you. If it starts to be perceived that any corporate entity that's operating directly or indirectly in furtherance of a political agenda that the powers that be don't agree with, therefore we're going to use the power of government to target you. You get concerned. If a Democratic governor and a Democratic legislature takes over Florida, they're going to go after Chick-fil-A. It's not a bad idea. I actually kind of like that. Mostly because I also don't like Chick-fil-A and don't understand the hype around it. It's mediocre chicken nuggets. Like, okay, not that great. Either way, it pains me to say this, both these men are right. And by the way, it's not just Republicans in the state of Florida serving on the national level. There have been multiple reports out over the last couple weeks of Republicans in the Florida state legislature growing sick and tired of Ron DeSantis' obsession with taking down Disney because apparently it is preventing him, from actually being able to do their jobs. Like, they can't pass the legislation that they need to pass to appease the people back home because Ron DeSantis is so obsessed with taking down Disney. Now, what's funny about this is even long before the whole Disney thing happened, I had talked about the fact that DeSantis was taking his culture wars a little too far. Like, every time he would do something or he would see another state do something, he would then have to take his even further, just like with the Don't Say Gay legislation. We've got a pending expansion of that happening right now in the state. So he's always trying to go one step further. I've got to be the most extreme. I've got to be the biggest culture warrior. And I've compared him repeatedly to Icarus. You got your wax wings and you were flying around. You were flying high and doing great. But then you said, I can get higher than the sun. I can approach the sun. I am invincible and nothing can stop me. And his wings are melting. And he is right now crashing back down to earth. It is the story of hubris. I can do no wrong. I beat the hell out of my Democratic opponent in my re-election bid, the biggest margin we have seen in this state in decades. I am invincible, and I can get away with it. Those wings didn't take you much further, bud. A lot of us, I think, understand what's happening. I'm just a little surprised that more people didn't see it coming. As I said, I've been talking about this for over a year. I've been using that Icarus analogy. Regular viewers, you've heard me say it. You probably rolled your eyes when you heard me say it again because you've heard it so many times. Everything I have predicted with Ron DeSantis has come to fruition, folks. And things are about to get much worse for him. Even as he prepares to launch his presidential bid with poll numbers that are basically going down the toilet, he's still going to do it. He's still going to keep up his fight. And that may be the one thing. I mean, hell, we saw it last week with Donna Deegan. DeSantis might be so extreme that he finally actually starts to push Florida a little more to the left. Wishful thinking, maybe. But right now, things aren't looking so good for Florida Republicans.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.